Indeed.
Are you heading out? I don't see a helmet with you. Would you like some chai?
Oh, I think I just drank the last of it. Oh, you're looking at the recipe for Ask Me. It's been too long since I've had it.
Come on, let's get into some mischief.
Amma's not home. This is our chance.
She always finds out somehow.
Don't tell me you're scared.
Of your mother? Of course I am. That's how I'm still alive. How about I show you how to make it? This was my favorite when I was growing up, and that way you're in on the crime too. Your fingernails are looking a little dirty.
They are not.
No shame in a little honest dirt, Jala. Just go wash up. That's acceptable. Start by scraping some coconut for the okra mixture. Watch your fingers. Chandra always used to cut herself doing this. Arama made it my job after one particularly grisly incident. Forget I said anything. Go, Jala. Nicely done. You know, Jala, you couldn't have asked me to cook at a more perfect time. I'm putting off calling your sister's venue, and this makes me feel like I'm doing something productive. How about you take on the next step, Podijua? Blend the coconut and the okra. Nice effort, kiddo. Okay, now we combine the rice flour, salt, and coconut milk and add the okra mixture. We are looking for the consistency of pancake. You keep cooking like that and you'll surpass me soon enough. I have to confess something to you, Jala. I've been avoiding calling the venue for your sister's wedding. I have a certain history with the management of the golf course.
What? Did you forget to bring your balls back once? That golf club is full of rich jerks anyway.
Oh, I already know that. That's the justification we made back then.
We?
Me and your Auntie Chandra. We used to sneak in from the sewers at night and joyride the golf carts.
Auntie? Joyrides? Sewers?
Light the stove and I'll confess our unfortunate misdeeds. Don't tell Chandra I told you though. She'll suplex me.
That documentary you had on last night was really interesting.
Isn't it? I had no idea that the world of train sanitation was so scandalous. Hey, not too shabby, Jalu. The golf carts all used the same key, and the customer, they would just throw the keys in the grass when they were finished. It was easy enough to use a flashlight to find them and then go wild.
Do they have your picture on the wall? Public enemy number 1.
Oh, nothing like that. We never got caught, but they did hire a security guy to drive around in a truck and stop us. There was only one time that he chased us back to the sewers. But what if he still works there? Harboring a vengeance after all this time.
I think you're past the statute of limitations by now.
That's a good point. Phew! I was so nervous. How about we celebrate with some asmi, huh? Coat your fingers in the batter and we'll get to frying. I'm seeing consistent improvement, sweetie. Now, normally we'd need to fry the batter, leave them for 3 days, and then refry and top with syrup. Luckily, I started preparing some a few days ago. We can just fry these up and enjoy our delicious treat.
Wait a second. Are you telling me this was a premeditated snack crime you've made me an accomplice in? Hold on. Auntie Chandra moved first. But you weren't living here until we were kids. I was 6 already.
But that means...
Are you telling me that while Aruni and I rested our little baby heads, you were out doing mischief?
Not so much these days, Bodhidua. Let's fry and keep this our little secret, eh?
Is that a new watch, Daddy?
No, it's the one I've always had. You're getting better with every lesson, Podijua. Keep it up.
So, how is it?
Wonderful. You've got the magic touch, Jala.
Really?
Next time we make these, let's call Chandra over. These are too tasty not to share. You should go say hello to your Auntie Chandra. I might...
Ooh, there's rice soaking.
What about it?
We're having dosas this morning? I want red chutney.
Close, but no. We're going to make uttapam. They are thicker than dosas and topped with onions and green chilies. I might as well teach you the method while you're here. Start by washing your hands. Adequate. The first step is to... Every house has its own proportion, and you just have to get a feel for the consistency of the batter.
So, is this Bhatti's secret ratio that she handed down to you or Dad's family's?
It's dosa batter and I'm familiar. Of course it's my mother. Don't tell...
Save it for when you really...
Less chit-chat, more grinding. You could be a decent cook. Tyler always loved my uttapams.
She used to come here before school, and we'd all have breakfast together.
So many memories. She was your best friend before you two started dating. You shouldn't have...
Amma.
Forget it. Mix the... I have some leftover... Not bad. Is that... I suppose I should be glad that Tyler does still come over despite everything. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm saying anything.
What is it?
When Amma says it's nothing, it's definitely something.
Time to chop up the onions, coriander, and green chilies. Let's keep it simple today. I'm suddenly quite tired. You almost did it. It's Tyler's mother. Do you know, she hasn't spoken to me since you left home.
But you and Auntie Anissa and Auntie C used to hang out all the time. She made you laugh. Like, out loud.
It's true. We didn't even know Amma could make sounds like that. It was 30% sweet and 70% terrifying, which is kind of the entire brown auntie vibe.
I'm a mother too, Jala. How can I blame her? If Tyler had been the one to break your heart, you think I wouldn't do the same thing?
We were so entangled. Our relationship involved so many other people. My family, hers, everyone at school.
Love is entanglement, Jala. It spills over. It's messy.
I didn't know, Ma.
We've barely spoken in years. Anyway, Mix all the chopped up ingredients into a bowl and add a pinch of salt.
I like that lipstick shade on you, Amma.
Oh, this? Your dad bought. Sorry, was I supposed to praise your? Add some oil to the pan and light the stove.
Don't you think we should talk about this some more?
I said what I had to say. It's.
Spoiler alert, it's not done.
Amma.
Come on, it's lighting a stove, Jala, not solving quadratic equations in your head. Move it. Your Auntie Chandra would be thrilled. Then again, I saw her burn rice twice. If you really want to do something useful, you could hurry up and have it out with your sister. You two are really giving me so much stress. Why can't you talk to each other?
I'm looking for her everywhere, Ma. She's the one who's avoiding me.
I think you're letting her avoid you because you have no idea what to say to her. I didn't raise my daughter to be a coward, Jala. As your mother, what can I say? I'm disappointed.
The reigning guilt trip champion of Timber Hill shoots, and she scores!
Could you sound a little less excited about my emotional damage?
But it's so fun to watch. You know, when it's not happening to me.
I'll just add some water to the batter then, shall I?
Yes, Jala. You know best. Better than last time we cooked together. The pan's hot. Pour a ladleful of batter into the center of the pan. Once the base is nice and brown, flip it without.
Ah, like those Italian chefs tossing pizza dough.
No, like a Tamil woman flipping an uttapam. It's quite simple. Just don't fling it to the ceiling or drop it on the floor. Think you can.
Let.
Oh, so you are paying attention.
One uttapam?
It is.
Do people
Oh, Jala, my cooking's inspired many a poem. Also 4 marriage proposals and a small but extremely violent riot. I have a collection of that poetry somewhere here. I'll dig it out for you. Perhaps it will provide you with some much-needed motivation. Don't stay out too late, Jala, and don't talk to strangers.
Really, Amma? I'm not a kid anymore.
Ah, Kathi rolls, a Calcutta delicacy. Spiced chicken thighs with juicy onions, spicy green chilies, and a hint of lime. Yummy!
Dad, I'm already hungry. You don't have to sell me on this.
Then I won't keep us from deliciousness any longer. Go, wash up. Wash your hands and let's start. That's acceptable. We'll start with our marinade. Crush up some garlic and ginger for me, will you, Podidua? We're looking for a nice paste.
Well, I do love crushing things.
Ginger, garlic, our parents' hopes and dreams.
Nice effort, kiddo. You know, I learned this recipe to try to... She's a stubborn one, just like your Amma. Oh, don't tell your Amma I said...
Is that why Mom and Pati have a complicated relationship?
It's not the only reason, but your Amma stood by me. We're a team, Jala Banana. But let's keep these jokes about Pati between us. Hit the chicken mixture with some spice before we get too carried away. That was difficult, but you handled it well. It's mint chutney time. Remember how much your sister loves chutney?
Yes, Dad?
Aruni loved chutney so much, we started calling her Chutney.
I remember, Dad.
You girls were so sweet. Ah, where does the time go? It's like it was yesterday.
He's gone. Let's just blend it and move on before he pulls out the photo albums.
I knew you could do it. The way I see it, I'm not married to your Pati. I married your mother, and I have no regrets about that. Genuinely, I think Pati's disapproval was harder on her than it was on me. We need some filling for the kati rolls. Cut up some pepper and onion for me, Jala Banana. Not too finely. Hey, not too shabby, Jalu. You seem to be getting quite fired up. How about lighting the stove?
Dad loves to deflect when he doesn't want to give his opinion.
That's pretty good. Fry up those chopped veggies first, and then toss in the chicken to get everything nice and cooked. Nicely done. I wish you could remember more of my mother, Jalu. You were so young when she passed. She was a wonderful woman, though she didn't handle things with Chandra well. I'm sure she had regrets. I can't complain. It's your auntie who had it much worse. Parts of the family still don't speak to her. Arama, she meant well, but she worried about appearances. Reputation. That's why when raising you girls, I wanted you to know you could come to me with anything. I didn't want a home full of secrets, brushed under every rug, for everyone to walk around on eggshells. Oh, speaking of which, time to whisk up an egg so we can fry the parotas. You're getting better with every lesson, Podidua. Keep it up. One of the things we really wanted to do for you kids was accept your partners unconditionally. That's why we welcomed Ahmed and Tyler back in the day. We'll accept whoever you end up with, Jala, as long as they make you happy.
Okay, Daddy. I know.
Now, come. Before the fillings get cold, fry the parota with the egg on one side. Then we assemble and feast. I'm seeing consistent improvement, sweetie.
So, what do you think?
I haven't had a kadi roll this delicious in years. Wonderful work, Podidua.
Think I have a future running a kati roll stand?
I promise to be there every day if you do.
Wanna shoot some hoops, Daddy?
I'm not sure my back would survive it, sweetie.
Anything to eat?
Are you hungry or just bored? Arvind, do we have any blank VHS tapes? I want to record the new Panch episode tonight.
Should be some in the storage closet, but don't tape over Best of Both Worlds. We should watch that again.
Wear a jacket before you head out.
I always do.
Kotoroti? That brings me back. If you ever find yourself late at night and drunk with a group of friends you've just met, and you need something that hits the spot, Kotoroti every time.
You had a lot of wild nights in your youth, Daddy.
Oh, I could tell you some stories. But that was a long time ago. I can barely remember. Why don't we just start the recipe? Have you washed your hands, Jalabana? That's acceptable. Chop some onion.
I'm on it.
Nicely done.
I bet I can guess what you got up to on your
They were really quite tame, what did you, huh? Really.
You and your friends broke into a high-end exclusive museum gala dressed as waitstaff. Then, using your wits, you stole a giant jewel previously stolen by the British Empire.
Not quite, but, someone should do that.
Okay, then my next guess for your mysterious nighttime activities is arson.
Speaking of, light the stove. Medium high, please.
Oh my god, it's
Nice effort, kiddo. I've thrown the onions, ginger, and garlic in the pot with just a little oil, and we'll saute until they're just getting aromatic.
Come on. I'm sure Dad would tell you more sordid details if you just pushed a little.
Daddy, I thought we were close enough that we could tell each other anything.
That's a dirty guilt trip, Jala.
I learned from the best.
What an active imagination you have, Jalu. Oh, look, it's time to add our vegetables. You're getting better with every lesson, but here we are. Time to add the leftover chicken curry.
How do we always have leftover chicken curry lying around?
Well, how else am I supposed to enjoy retirement? I drink chai, I make chicken curry, and I go on long walks.
You sound very happy.
I'm living the dream, Jalu. I'm living the dream. You keep cooking like that and you'll surpass me. When I was in college, my buddies and I worked at this mini market. The manager was terrible. He withheld pay for random offenses, things he said we'd broken or were missing. We found out later he was stealing and blaming it on us, actually.
Wow, what a complete
Piece of work, yes.
piece of garbage, more like. Total goddamn asshole. A real mother...
Okay, enough. Dad looks like he forgot how to breathe.
You get the picture? I dislike that man.
That's not very nice to say, although I appreciate your righteous anger on my behalf. Rukmini can be the same way if I'm driving and someone cuts us off in traffic.
You're going off topic.
Sorry. Pour these whisked eggs into the pot to cook and I'll continue the tale. That's pretty good. So we're out drinking after a shift, and we're all complaining, telling anyone who would listen about this manager. Suddenly, everyone in the bar is buying us rounds, lamenting their worst bosses. We decided, in our bluster, that it was time to finally get back at him. And so, we ask around, we find out what neighborhood he lives in.
And?
How about we slice the roti into thin strips? It's the last ingredient, and they add the most delightful little crunch. Oh, don't give me that look, Jalu. A good story needs suspense. I knew you could do it. But where was I? We had found his neighborhood, and then, finally, his house. We decided we needed energy to do what needed to be done. So, we went to get some chicken kotoroti.
And? Confess your crimes, father!
Crime? There were no crimes, my silly bean. We spent the rest of the night eating, and I woke up with the worst hangover of my life.
What?
The next day at work, we found out the manager's car did get set on fire. No idea who was behind it, though. The end.
I have to admit, I do have a hard time imagining you wrecking someone's car, no matter how mad you must have been.
And drunk. Don't forget drunk.
That's right, Podidua. I'll tell you what I told the judge. My appetites end at beer and chicken. Come now, Jala, let's enjoy the efforts of our labor.
Wow, Dad. I thought I knew you, and it turns out you're a criminal mastermind.
Did you think you got your rebelliousness from your Rama alone? No, you wouldn't be so lucky. Both sides, I'm afraid. Hey, not too shabby, Jalu.
What do you think? As good as you remember it?
This is some wonderful home-cooked comfort food, Jala. Great job.
Curry, chicken, and eggs. I can see why it's good drinking food.
While I don't want to condone too much drinking, the fried roti really absorbs the alcohol. I wonder if we'll need to buy more phone cards soon.
room for improvement, Jala. Instead of throwing out the coffee grinds, I collect it and use it instead of soap. Don't give me that look. It's exfoliating. It smells amazing, and the caffeine absorbs through the skin. Much more effective that way.
Yeah, little busy right now.
Indeed.
You need me to take it on you? Or are we doing this for real?
I'm a little
Oh,
more like your.
all right. How are your joints holding up? Being out of practice, whatever you say.
Wow.
that beat?
You staying out of trouble, Jalu?
What fun would that be?
I'm getting pretty ripped, huh?
Watch it!